Bye guys. What? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to part 2 of decluttering my everyday makeup bag. Now, if you are here, I think you've probably seen part 1, so we're just going to jump straight into it because you know the drill. And if you haven't seen part 1, I will have it linked below and also in a card up above. Definitely check that out because I have way too many makeup products in this bag. So I'll just quickly show you the end result of the first side we did. This is what it looks like now. It probably still looks full, but it's half full, and it was absolutely full to the brim before, so I'm very proud and very happy, and I can't wait to dive into side number 2. So the first product is probably one of my favorite products ever, and it is the Mario Badescu facial spray. I put this on before makeup, during makeup, after makeup, when I'm not wearing makeup, just at any point that I want to. I don't know what it does, but it's this magical spray that everyone loves, so I'm gonna keep using it. I go through it like you wouldn't believe, but not as much as my friend does. And I need to buy a new bottle. I might have to buy the big one, but this stuff is just great. The next product we have is another primer, and this, if you saw the last video, is the one I mentioned that I actually noticed doing something, and that is hydrating my skin. So this is the original primer from Australis. I absolutely coat this on. It's such a nice, thick, silky formula. I don't know, just feels really good on my skin, and I just love it. If I ever use a primer, if it's not the L'Oreal Lumi or something luminous, it's probably going to be this one. The next product we have, I am holding onto for dear life. This is, I don't know if you can even recognize it because it's so bruised and battered, but this is Milani's Luminoso, and let's just say there's really not much of this left, but you know what? I've still got this tiny bit here, and I will keep on using this until it is absolutely all gone. I'm wearing it today. I just love it. It's definitely one of my favorite blushes ever in the whole world, and I need to buy it again, so it's gonna stay in this bag until I finish it. The next product is again something that has seen better days. This is my Australis Fresh and Flawless powder in light beige, and we've just got the edges left in this, and I actually do have a new one already waiting to be opened, so I really should just use it because this is just annoying having to scrape around the sides. I could just get rid of it now. You know what? This is a decluttering video. Rude. This is a decluttering video and this is what we're here for. So you know what? It's time for this to go. Next up, we have a product I just mentioned, and this is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique. But you wouldn't know that because it's rubbed off, as with pretty much all of these products. I don't know how people don't have their product names rub off. Clearly, they don't love them like I do. So this stuff is absolutely amazing. I put it on today. It's beautiful. It says it's a primer, so I don't know if it's meant to do anything else except give you glowy skin, but it gives me glowy skin, and that's all I care about. And this has lasted me so long. I've only ever bought this one tube, container, whatever, and I feel like it's just never ending. So this is definitely staying, and it will be something that I buy again. Next up, we have a Benefit product. This is the Precisely My Brow Pencil. Again, one of the things I won in the giveaway last year. So this doesn't need to be in the packaging. I wanted to keep it in there because packaging was fun and I didn't want it to get dirty, but this is just bulky and it's taking up space. So I'm gonna remove that first. As for the actual product, I haven't played around with it too much. I did the first day I got it, but it had been sitting outside in the mailbox and it was a hot day, so I don't think it performed as well as I thought it would, so I need to give it a go again. It's just not something I'm used to because I just use brow mascara, so definitely something I have to get the hang of, but I know people love this stuff and any Benefit brow products, so I'm definitely going to give it a go, and I'm going to keep it in this bag so that I do. The next thing we have is a plain black headband. I was going to use this to, you know, push my hair back when I was doing my makeup, but I always just use my little ears, or now a headband that Rachel gave me that has little ears on it. I just clearly like ears and this doesn't have them. So I don't need this. I have a whole bunch of them in the bathroom, so I think I'll just chuck that back in the bathroom and it's just gonna sit there. Probably never be used, but hey, you never know when it might come in handy. The next product is yet another primer that I don't know what it does. It is the NYX Photo Loving Primer, and this is the green one for anti-redness. What I do know is this definitely doesn't counteract redness, although I don't have insane redness, so maybe I'm not the best person to judge, but I do get it on my cheeks, and I only use this because this leaves my skin feeling so silky smooth, but it doesn't actually do anything. So I don't know if I should bother. I think I'm just gonna pop this one back in the drawer because there's no point having 8 primers in this makeup bag when I barely ever even use one. The next thing we have is the box for that Marc Jacobs mascara. We clearly don't need that. The next 2 products I mentioned in the last video, and they are my 2 absolute favorite bronzers. So you won't be surprised with this first one. It is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. As you can see, again, this has been well loved. I will probably cry when this runs out, but I'm also so glad that I've now found this replacement, which is the Mecca Max Sunlit Skin Bronzer. This is beautiful, and honestly, I think maybe in the camera they won't look it, but I feel like they're very similar. They give me a very similar effect. This Butter Bronzer is actually just a little bit more orangey, but I really, really like it. They both blend so nicely. They're both not too pigmented, but very buildable. And yeah, this is probably actually cheaper than Physicians Formula because it's so ridiculously priced. So yeah, they're both affordable, which I love, and they both look pretty. And they're definitely both staying because I'm always swapping between them. The next thing we have is yet another They're Real sample tube, which of course is empty. That's why I bought the full size, so that can go in the bin. And then for some reason we have 2 red liquid lipsticks, which I never really wear, so I'm not sure how they ended up in here. First we have the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick in Beso. I love this formula. It is definitely one of my top formulas, and this shade is gorgeous, but a red is not needed in my everyday makeup. I think maybe this was from Christmas, but we're well past Christmas now, so that can go back in the drawer. And then we also have this one from Jouer, which is such a gorgeous red, and this is called Cerise, I'm pretty sure. Again, I also love this formula. It is quite drying, but they are beautiful, and they're so nice and thin and light, but so pigmented. So again, this is just going back in the drawer. We have 2 more brushes. These are the final brushes in here, so of course these are staying. And the next thing we have is another red Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick. This one is again a beautiful red, and it's just a bit more blue toned and deeper than the last one, as you can see, which is a bit more bold. But like with this one, it's just gonna go back in the drawer because I never really reach for reds. Except for on Christmas Day, because me and my sisters have started this little tradition where we always wear a red lip, so that's probably why they're in there. The next thing we have is another Essence Make Me Brow. I forgot I had 2 of these, and this is because for one of them I actually used for a glitter party, and so I had glitter in my brows, and I was also trying to apply glitter to my brows using this, and this is definitely the glitter one. I'm pretty sure I can see. It's really hard to see. Okay, so I went back and looked, and it turns out that the other one that I was already keeping is the one with the glitter in it, but it has a lot more product in it. So I'm just going to get rid of this one because it's definitely a lot drier than the last one, so it's borderline empty and borderline drying up, and I don't need to. The next product we have is a new foundation. This is the Rimmel Breathable Foundation, which I used in a video in December or November, I'm not sure. Now I love this stuff. I haven't used it in a while because I've been trying the Shape Tape and just not wearing foundation, I think. But it is really, really good, and I definitely want to keep this in my everyday bag because it's something that, much like the Shape Tape, it's a perfect sort of everyday thing for me. It's nice and light coverage. It's a pretty good color. This is actually just a little bit too pink, but Rimmel foundations always run pink, so I'm used to it. But I'm also thinking of doing a half-half comparison of the Shape Tape and this because I think they're quite similar, so let me know if you want to see that. The next 2 things we have are 2 makeup sponges, and I do love these. If you've been around for a while as well, you would know that since I got the Eco Tools one, I was obsessed with it. But since I started using this big tanning sponge, it's pretty much all I've been using, and then sometimes I've been trying out a brush, so I really don't reach for these. The EcoTools one has all these fingernail marks in it as well, which really bothers me. And the Kmart sponge is great, but it soaks up a lot of your foundation. And this is also only $4, I think, so I could just buy it again in the future if I wanted to. This is a really hard decision. Well, firstly, I'm gonna get rid of the EcoTools because I just think it's time. As for this one, I think I am going to keep it. I haven't had it around long enough. I haven't used it in a while. I need to give it another go. And it's also really good when I want super natural makeup or even just to blend out concealer because it's nice and little. So I won't part with this one yet, and I'll leave it in the bag. Next up, we have my One Red Chi Chi lip liner. So this was definitely from Christmas, which explains all the red liquid lipsticks, because whenever I use a red, I have to use a lip liner. There is no way I'm doing it without it. So this is going back in the drawer because it only comes out once a year and we're in February now, so it's not needed. The next thing we have is my beloved Maybelline Hyper Sharp Wing Liner. I'm actually surprised there's only one of these in here. I thought there was like 4, and this is just, you can even see in comparison the liner I swatched in the last video. It's this one that I got rid of, and then the Hyper Sharp is just so much finer. It's just beautiful, so easy to work with, so pigmented, and this one's still going strong, so it's definitely staying around. And then we have this Tarte lipstick. I just got this recently from Rachel, and this formula is absolutely beautiful. This is the shade Salt Life, and it is just this deepish, nudie, mauvey shade. It is just the perfect shade for me. I love it. As soon as I saw it, I knew this was the one that I needed to have. I like having it in this bag so that I will wear lipstick more, but then I'm not a lipstick person, so I'll always just use a liquid lipstick, or lately I've just been using Paw Paw because it is summer. But I think once the weather cools down, I'll definitely grab for this more. But for now, I think I can put it back in my drawer. Also, apologies, the whippersnipper just started again. I don't understand, this guy's literally been going all morning, and then he stopped for the first part of this video and the last video, and yet he started again. Like, how much grass does he have? We just have 4 more products, which I'm going to try and get through quickly because that noise is so annoying to me, and I know that you guys will be able to hear it in the video. The first thing we have is the California blush. This is one of my absolute favorites. It's just such a gorgeous corally pinky shade. Does come up quite pink on me, but I love that. Has he stopped? It says it has gold shimmer in it. It does not. That was just an overspray and it goes away very quickly, so don't be expecting that. But it also has a really nice scent, which I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but I love this stuff, and Benefit blushes are just out of this world. The next product is my Physicians Formula Warm Nude Shimmer Strip thingy. This is amazing. I always keep this in here because I like to sometimes use something different from the Sports Girl highlighter palette, and this is good for a super natural glow, or even to build up with the Sports Girl and just get an insanely blinding highlight, or this is good for when I'm not wearing makeup and I just want a little bit. I don't know, this stuff is just amazing and it's almost undetectable on the skin, and I definitely want to keep this in the bag. And then the final 2 products we have are foundations. Now, I have had quite a few favorite foundations in 2017, which is not like me because I was never a foundation person, and then it just happened. So this was my favorite first, and then this one came along, and then the Rimmel one came along, and now Shape Tape's come along, and I just can't keep up. But honestly, I think I'm just going to leave the Wet n Wild in the bag and pop the NYX away for now, because this overall does work so much better for me. This can look a little bit dry if I don't prep my skin enough, and plus I think I went through so much of this that it might even be almost empty, so I'd love to finish it and get through it and then not have to worry about it. So that is the second side of the makeup bag empty. I am so happy with this. I've managed to declutter and throw out a whole bunch of stuff, and I've also got a whole pile of stuff to put away that just did not need to be in there. So now I know that everything in this bag is things that I absolutely love, that I use almost every day, and that just won't let me down. So that brings us to the end of today's video. Make sure to give it a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe down below if you are new. I hope you're all having an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys! This feels so much lighter. Probably still too much in there.